First off, really proud of our guys. Great win. Sometimes when you have wins like this, I always wonder why I got in this profession. It's not good on the heart, but just credit to our kids. They played hard, found a way to make some plays at the end. Last week our defense carried us, versus a win versus Tulane. And this week our offense carried us. We got to take care of the rock. We had turnover early. I thought really killed it, some momentum. We had some stuff going. I thought we were on pace to, finish them early on. But just proud of the way our guys found a way to win. You got to give Cincinnati credit. Coach Fickle's a really good football coach. He's assembled a really, really good staff. A ton of guys on that staff were, coached a ton of ball games, a lot of national championships. And, just proud of our guys that found a way to get a W. Proud of Zach. Been getting a lot of emails, on how that I'm abusing Zach. Even my daughters told me, that I need to ease up on him. But I tell you what, the kid played really, really well today. He had a really good game. It's a tough week for him and his family. And I thought he played a really, really solid football game for us, gave us a chance. He played as well as, Keenan, Will Worth, he played a phenomenal football game, Ricky. So really proud of him. Very fortunate to come out with the W. Get some rest. And we got another road game against Tulsa. It's going to be another tough one. Again, proud of our guys beating a tough Cincinnati team. Happy to be 3-0 and knowing that we got a ton of improvement to make.
Questions? Hey, Ken, what was the defensive call on that play where Tyris came in and strip sacked the quarterback and DJ recovered? Kind of take us through that play.
Yeah, we just had a corner blitz on, and it was nice, good call. You see there, you live and die by, with some of our blitzes. We made a decision, we're going to be aggressive, and it was a nice play, nice play down the end. But it's kind of what we want to do this year. But guys are so big and fast. You see guys on tape, and you're like, oh yeah, they don't look that big, or you look at the thing. 6'7", 330, and you see them in person, and my goodness, but our kids battle, our kids battle, but, it was a really good call by there.
And that being said, offensively, you had, 507 yards rushing. What did you see in their defense that gave you an indication you might be able to get some stuff done, particularly in the perimeter?
That's all Coach Jasper and offensive staff came up with a great game plan. We weren't really sure. This is the first week in 3 weeks that we were right. Against FAU, we guessed wrong because we didn't, new staff, we didn't know what they were going to do, and so we prepared all the camp practicing against the wrong defense. Same thing against Tulane, we practiced against the wrong defense. And this was the first week we actually practiced against that front. And so, like I said, Ivan Ben did a really good job. People don't see us very often. So it's a great advantage for us because you can practice against yourselves or in the summer, but this is what we do for a living. This is what our program has been doing for decades. And so, I kind of like to hear when guys say that, they a little bit here and there, because this is what we do all the time.
Yeah, Ken, you had 9 different guys carry the football today. It's almost like an embarrassing enrichment of riches at the slot back position. And you didn't have Trey the whole game. You didn't have Darryl in the start. So pretty good effort from the people in those positions.
Well, again, Coach O'Rourke's done a really good job in recruiting, and we're really deep. And I've said that many times in many articles that we're really deep at the slot back position. And my goodness, this field, man, I don't know, man. Keep getting injuries on this field. Baffling, just super disheartening. These poor kids, and just you feel for these kids, they hurt. And this is a physical game as part of sports. But man, the inordinate amount of injuries on this field is just ridiculous.
Kind of leads to that question. You still have to be pretty pleased with the way all the slot backs. You must have played guys that had barely played at all, if ever, and most of them came through.
Again, you got to give Coach O'Rourke credit. He had all those guys prepared. If you came in our slot back room, they're clones. They all look the same height. You know what I mean? But they can all run. They're all smart. They're all tough football players. And it's kind of interesting to me. We get them from all over the country. They're from all different parts of the country. They come in there, buy into the Brotherhood. Coach O'Rourke is hard on those guys, man. He is a tyrant on those guys. But they learn how to play. And they're tough. They're hard-nosed kids. And it's like they just keep passing that legacy down. From Daishin to Tonio, from Gigi. I mean, just all the A-backs. And I know I'm missing guys, but that room is filled with really good players, and that standard is really high that Coach O'Rourke has. And sometimes I have to cringe sometimes him coaching those guys, but they're ready to play. He's a hard coach, but he loves his kids also. And thank goodness, because when they got in there, they played well. Keone, a true freshman from Naps, did some good things. John Brown, Josh Brown, like you said, Malcolm's been phenomenal. And so it could be.
Coach Bo, this game in Tulane came right down to the wire. Can you talk about it, how huge it is to pull out these type of games that are so close and really could go either way, and your guys show the heart and toughness to get it done?
I wish they didn't come down that way, but yeah, I mean, I'm just proud of our guys, Wags. I mean, they're tough kids. If you go to the academy, if you go to NABS, you come to the Naval Academy. I mean, it's hard enough just to go to school, but to play Division I football, go to school, the military. I have no idea how these guys do it. I've been here 20 years, and I'm just always amazed. I'm just amazed at the toughness and stuff that they go through. And to answer your question, I think that really plays into us. We're just so resilient. They go through so much. They go through so much crap. It just they just keep going. They just keep going with the punches. But that toughness, that mental toughness that you get from going to school here, definitely helps us on the football field.
Coach, obviously when you run through the A and B gap, you're going to be seeing some trees. But when your guys run through the C gap and get to the outside and break the contain on the perimeter, your downfield blocking was phenomenal today. And it turned some runs that were big gains into touchdowns. Can you talk a little bit about the downfield blocking and what that did to extend drives today and keep your defense off the field?
Well, I was going to say something about the first touchdown, but I might get fined, so I better not say anything. But, yeah, they block really well for each other, and that's got to happen. When the A-backs get long runs, it's because they block for each other. And, like I said, Coach Jasper had some stuff that he saw on the perimeter. But when the guys get big runs, it's because they block for each other, so that's good to see.
Is that something that you work on, that, hey, you're going to get the football? That's great. But you're also going to be asked to block, and that's just as important as when we hand you the football.
That's our culture. That's not, that's who we are. We're an unselfish team from day one. Nobody's bigger than the team. It's who we are as a football team. We love each other. We don't care who gets the ball. We block for each other. That's just who we are. And we're, if you're going to be here, you're going to have to block for each other.
We had asked in the beginning of the year, we were curious who might become the go-to receiver. Can you talk about the job Carmona's been doing? Another touchdown catch today, a big catch that set up a touchdown. He's coming through.
He's a really, really good football player. Probably one of the best football players I think that I've been around. Just super headsy. I mean, there's a lot of things he does in the blocking game that people don't see, but he's probably as smart a football player as we have. He's tough. He can catch. I mean, he doesn't have any weaknesses. The kid's been banged up, and he's worked hard through camp. We got to watch him manage his reps. But Tyler Carmona is as good a wide receiver as we've had in a long time. Jameer is a great wide receiver, and we could throw the ball to him and could get open, and he's a great pass receiver. Tyler's probably our best combination pass receiver blocker that we've had. Just a really good football player. Plus, he's really smart.
Since he did your assessment of what happened there, they hit on some plays.
I mean, Coach Jasper and doing a good job of calling plays, and the guys helping him out in the box, just seeing things. Coach Akitis, Coach O'Rourke. But we're just constantly trying to do that. We're trying to. It was nice for once to come up to a game, and the first couple of weeks, Coach Jasper would come to the press box with his game plan, and he'd have to throw it out after the first play. It's kind of nice to have something that you worked on all week and be able to use it in the game.
I was referring to Cincinnati's offense, though, and what they got. They did move the ball fairly effectively. Those first time this season your defense kind of gave up some yards.
I mean, they did a really good job. I mean, we knew he could throw. You know, we weren't getting to him like we'd want to, and you know, it makes it tough. You know, what I mean, we're a lot more aggressive, and sometimes we live and die by the sword. You know, what I mean, but it's kind of who we want to be. You know, we got to try to mix some things up a little bit, but we had a hard time pressuring him, which allowed him. We knew if he could set his feet and throw the ball, the kid had a cannon. You know, you saw the great throws. And that's a good football team. They're super athletic, like all our conferences, and it's hard chasing these dudes down. You know, these guys can run.
Did you come out with any big injuries today?
Well, just with Trey, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens with Trey. And, it's sad, like I said, for that kid, but, you know, we'll see. We had a pretty long list of guys out there. I'm sure there's a lot of bumps and bruises.
Zach, what did you see in game film Cincinnati that maybe gave you an indication you might be able to have a pretty big rushing day today as a team?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had an idea of what they're going to come out in. And I think Coach Niumatalolo mentioned it last time. The last two games, we thought we had an idea of what they were going to come out in, but then came out something completely different. So we had to adjust on the field. But today, we were fortunate enough to come in. They came out in, you know, what we worked on all week. And, you know, it was just like practice when you're out there, just a little high, fast pace, you know. We saw the same looks all week as practice. So, you know, everyone knew what they had to do. They knew their job, and we did it well.
And Malcolm, especially on the perimeter, you guys were getting chunk yards. What was going on there on the edge that enabled you to make so many big plays?
Like Zach said, we practiced for this defense all week. It was the first time ever this season, so we got to get the ball on the perimeter a lot. The A-backs did a great job blocking, so it just made sense.
Well, Josh, can you talk about the slot backs? I mean, you guys are real, of all the positions, it's a real next man up mentality. It's been that way every year. You graduate and new guys. Today, you're without Daryl Bonner. Trey goes down. Yourself steps up. The freshman, who I will just call 2K, he stepped up, I thought. I mean, just can you talk about the depth of the slot backs and how whoever goes in there gets the job done?
In our room, we know that if we don't block for each other, we're not going to make plays. And it's going to be the next guy in anyways. So it's no different when somebody gets hurt. We just have to keep playing. And Keone did a great job growing up today. I was real proud of him. He threw on one of my touchdowns. It was a great block, and he had a couple nice runs himself. But overall, we all stepped up and grew up in the room. So that's all that we could ask for.
Zach, you won't have to hear this week about fumbles. I mean, I know Coach emphasized the ball security, but, you know, how good does it feel to get through a game without any miscues?
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice not getting yelled at too much during a game. But, I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, it's our culture to, you know, take care of the ball, so that's expected of me. So I'm not going to get praised, you know. That's expected, you know. The ball's in my hands almost every play. So, you know, it's my job to take care of the ball. So.
Coach talks about how hard it is to get a win in this Tulane and Cincinnati games in the league. Were tough wins, and down the road, I think you're going to realize how important these wins were. You know, so hard earned, hard fought. Wouldn't you say, Zach?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we don't have an easy game on the schedule. You know, the AAC is a different conference. You know, it's a tough conference. You know, we had a chance to get up on them early, but we had, you know, just a few mental errors, just minor mistakes, you know, penalties. But other than that, you know, we had control of the game pretty much all game, and you know, we're gonna work on just keep grinding down the field, you know, taking control of the clock, which I think we did well today. Just kind of just grinding out Navy football.
Josh, Coach talks about how you all as slot backs are unselfish, and you talked about it a little bit, but in practices, I mean, if you were to lay it out and write it out, this is the way you would want it to be, have 7 or 8 of you all have a good play, but in reality, it has to feel pretty good to have a game like today.
It definitely does feel good to have a day like today, but honestly, in our room, Malcolm can say this too, but in our room, we feel more pride when we get knockdowns and defenders, because that means that it's a given that A's are going to make plays, but it's not a given that we're going to get our guy down. And so in our room, we have a board that counts how many knockdowns we have per game. So really, what our goal is to block for the next guy, the guy behind us. And we have to put all our trust into him when we're carrying the ball. And that's what happened today. People got on the ground, and they just made plays.
Obviously, you had 3 touchdowns and 4 carries. At what point did you say, the hand's hot? Feed me.
Well, last week my little brother plays for Northwestern, and he scored his first touchdown, so I felt kind of bad that I didn't have any. But other than that, I had to take opportunities that were presented to me because otherwise it would have been a waste of great blocks on the perimeter.
Yeah, that was something we talked about with Kenny. Tell me a little bit about that culture, because obviously, the both of you are going to get some touches, but you're also going to be tasked with getting downfield and taking the pins out of a defender that could stop a play from 8 yards, turning into 15, or 15 turning into 20 or 30. So talk a little bit about the ability to get downfield on the edge and knock someone out.
Arcing and cutting somebody, just the feeling of getting them on the ground, that feels great because you know that you did your job, and that's all you can ask everybody. Do your job. Like, they're not going to ask me to go and scoop the 5 technique or anything. They're going to ask me to go and block the perimeter, and when that happens and big plays happen, that's what our job is to do, to block the perimeter, get people cut.
The strip sack and the fumble, just what was the call there, and kind of what did you see?
Oh, well, first of all, when I got the call, I got excited automatically. It's like, this is my time. But I noticed that the offense and the receivers were coming out frantic, so I kind of slid down there and tried to disguise the blitz. But as soon as the ball went, I saw him pump fake once, then went for the ball. I knew I had to make a big play.
DJ, how important was that stop? Obviously, I mean, the defense had been giving up a little bit of yardage before that, but to make a play when you had to, just what was the significance of that?
It was huge for our team because that's when I lost. They could get out and score the offside anything. And it was huge for me because I was tired. But it was a big play by Tyris. I love to see them come along, making plays like that. It's new defense. We never ran anything like that before, so it showed they're taking a step in the right direction.